Hello, everybody. I decided to try it one more time. I was just walking in the water. I don't know if you can see the moon up there, but the moon is up. It's so pretty, the sun's setting. I think that TikTok needs to make it easier to flip my screen. If I could just flip it real fast, that would be nice. It would be good so I can show you the scenery without having to search. I can't figure out where the button is. Hi, everybody. Do I know any of you? Anybody have any challenges you're dealing with right now? Relationships, self-esteem, lack of self-love, depression, anxiety. Every time I hear about someone has taken their own life, it breaks my heart because it's so unnecessary. I, for years, thought that the world would be better if I wasn't around. I thought my husband would be happier with a different wife. I thought I wasn't worth living. I thought my family would be better off without me. Sorry, I get emotional. But the lightning, there's lightning back there. Up in that cloud, there's lightning going on. It just struck really bright. But I just want to start letting people know that, I've got to talk because I finally have a way to talk to you here, and just I want to let people know that hope is possible. I know how it feels to feel desperate, to feel like you have no one to talk to. I never opened up to even my closest friends. They didn't know how bad off I was. I would keep it all inside. I felt like I was never good enough. I struggled with, I couldn't meet my own needs, emotional needs. I didn't even know what they were. So I would use food as a coping mechanism. I would use food and sugar. I had a horrible sugar addiction, food addiction. I would just stuff my face even if I wasn't hungry. Like I was actually like not even enjoying it, and I would just feel like I had to shove it in my face and eat it. And it just, I didn't know how to meet my own emotional needs, and I didn't know how to ask for others to help me meet them. My husband didn't know how to do it. And, he's just recently opened his heart, so he's he's doing it now. But and it's been this way my whole life, you know. When I was a little, even a teenager, if any of you are teenagers, I remember in junior high school all the time feeling like I should kill myself. That's how I felt. But I want to tell you that hope is possible. You can think that you're hopeless. You can think that you have no... Ooh, I hear thunder. Whoa. You can think that you're not worth it, but you are. We all are. You are loved. Even if you do things that you're not proud of. I did too. I was so toxic. I would be so mean to people because I didn't know how to handle my own emotions. Whoa. The lightning back there is crazy. Hi, everybody. I don't know who all you are. God love you. Wait, I don't know who the names are. Your mom? Is that my mom? I don't think my mom's on TikTok. Marky Mad? Hello. Thank you. So sweet. And mostly Megan. I'm so excited for you. I love you. Jeanette Cheney, hi. So what I was saying is just I've had to overcome so many things, and in 2021, a little over a year ago, I overcame so many challenges in my life. It's almost like a switch flipped. But I had done therapy before. I had done a lot of healing before that, and a lot of it, I promise, was free. It came from YouTube. There's a lot of really good resources. There's therapists. There's Crappy Childhood Fairy. There's the Personal Development School with Thais Gibson. She helped change my life. Look up Attachment Style with Thais Gibson with the Personal Development School. She has a little test you can take. I found out that I had one of the worst attachments to heal. I was fearful, avoidant, dismissive, avoidant, and I swung anxious. So depending on who I was with, if I felt like fearful that they were going to abandon me or hurt me, I would swing anxious. Or when you're dismissive avoidant, you sort of just cut people off if you feel like you're going to be hurt. If you're fearful avoidant, you also just sort of run because you're scared. It's like everything scares you. Feel free to share this live if you know any friends that are struggling with eating disorders, OCD, OCPD, anxiety, depression, overeating, want to lose weight. I intermittent fast as well. I've changed my whole life with eating, with food, with my husband. If you have relationship problems, if you have marital problems, I completely reversed 24 years of marriage. My last year of marriage was the best of our whole life. And it wasn't because he did something, it was because I changed. I changed who I was. And it's not like we're changing because we're bad. We're not a bad person. We're all love. When we're born, we're perfect. We're born into this world loving, trusting, being in wonder of the world, being happy, joyful. And you know what happens? You're born, you're little, you're this perfect little bundle of happiness, and then life happens. Shit happens, you know? And the reason it happens is because the people before us, it happened to them the same way. They didn't know what they were doing either. They're just going on what they learned when they were born into this world. And the cycle goes on and on and on. And it never stops until you stop it. And I stopped it. I worked for years, always trying to make myself better, thinking I was wrong, thinking there was something wrong with me. And all I had to finally realize is that I had to give myself compassion and love and to give myself a freaking break because I was such a perfectionist. You know, I thought I was never good enough. No matter what I did, it was never good enough. Um, Even with my family coming over to the house, you know, I couldn't ever relax. Look how pretty it is around here. See the moon? So anyway, I have a wide range. I could talk for 24 hours on this stuff. So I just am here to offer support because I cannot take seeing another young person, adult, whoever it is, take their life or be stuck in bed all day being depressed. It's just heartbreaking. It's not, you know, we're here to live. We're here to live life, to enjoy life, to be at peace and joy and happiness. And I wasn't. I lived in such fear of others, fear of myself. I couldn't trust others. I couldn't trust myself. You know, I was always going into every situation thinking something bad was going to happen. Like I could never just trust that things were going to be good for me. You know, even though I would have some good things happen to me, I was always afraid, like, what is going to come? So I would hold myself back. I couldn't be myself with anyone. Not even a little bit my husband, not, but, you know, I didn't even know, like, I didn't even know myself. So that's another thing is we don't know ourselves. We don't know who we truly are inside. We don't know, most of us, until we wake up. And when you wake up, you become conscious and you realize that all the things you've always thought you are might not all be true. Oh, did you see that? So, you know, my heart was closed off. I didn't even know when people would say, like, laugh, love, live, love, laugh, whatever, or I can't think of the other phrases, but things about love and loving yourself. I couldn't even look at a picture. So this is something you could try. And they told me, and I thought, okay, let me try it. You know, if you can't tell yourself, look in the mirror and say, I love you to yourself. And I couldn't. I would start laughing. I would start crying. I could never say I love you to myself. And so they said, take a picture, you know, grab one of your pictures from when you were little and look at her and tell her you love her, right? You'd think I could do that. She's just a sweet little girl, but I couldn't. I would see my picture and I would be disconnected from it. Wow, the screens got really dark. So anyway, lightning. It's getting dark out here. It's darker on the screen than it is here. There. So I couldn't, when I would see the picture of myself as a little girl, it was like I was detached from it. I wasn't thinking, oh, I hate her, but it took me a long time and until last spring to finally realize that I didn't like her either. It breaks my heart just thinking about that. How can you hate a little girl? But I did. I couldn't look at me and ever think anything good. When people would say, oh, Leah, you're so sweet. Oh, Leah, you're so nice. Oh, you're so pretty. I would say, sometimes I would take the compliment. I'd be like, oh, thanks, whatever. But immediately I realized you have to get control of your thoughts because I never knew I was talking to myself. You know, therapists and stuff, they'd say, how do you talk to yourself? What do you say to yourself? And I'd be like, I don't say anything to myself. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, right? But I was talking to myself. I just didn't know it. It's like that internal dialogue. the chitter chatter that we got going, and we don't realize it. So I realized that my inner dialogue, my inner chitter chat was every time someone would say a compliment or they would say something nice to me, I think they don't know the real me. If they knew me, they wouldn't like me. I think if they knew, they would hate me. So I would be so quick to just like cut connections with people because I hated myself. If you don't love yourself and have compassion for yourself and understanding for yourself, then you can't show that same compassion, love, and openness and trust for others. You know, you can't trust yourself. All right, well, it's getting a little dark out here, so I just want to tell everyone that you are worthy. It doesn't matter what someone has said to you, if someone has hurt you, if you hurt yourself, you are worthy of love. You are love. Ooh, wow, the thunder, the lightning keeps going up in that cloud. We are all worthy of love and to love ourselves. And that's the key to learn to open our heart. Because you know what happens is when you open your heart and you fill your needs in a healthy way, you know, not in binging, not in over drinking, not in tons of smoking and drugs and alcohol and over shopping. Those are addictions. Too much shopping, filling needs by shopping. I used to do that too as a teenager. I remember being like, I'd be so depressed. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the mall and buy something, you know. That doesn't cut it either. Gambling, sex addiction. You can't be alone. Never being able to be alone with your thoughts. Always having to have someone with you, a friend always with you. That's an addiction. What isn't? I'm like, think, what is an addiction? You know, overworking, working too much, working too many hours, never taking a break. That is a coping mechanism. And my husband did that because we had arguments, and so he would feel detached from me. And so look at that light. You see that back there? I notice now all the time the lights make those lines. I've never noticed that before. Ooh, see that? That's cool. I got off track with what I was talking about, but addiction. So yeah, so many addictions, you know, overworking. So as soon as I changed myself, my husband all of a sudden started doing things I loved. He started being a lot better, you know, in his own way as much as he could. But because I changed my personality, really just by loving myself and being more open, being more free, being easier, not being so, you know, like rigid. I realized that I had neurodiverse symptoms, like I had ADHD symptoms, which I still struggle with, like with what's it called, executive functioning. So, but finally I was able to like give myself a freaking break because I was like, oh, okay, well, this is what I'm dealing with, you know. So here I am trying to be a perfectionist with ADHD symptoms, fighting each other. One side's like, I don't want to do anything, and the other side is, you know, trying to be a perfectionist, and it just doesn't work. So I forgot why I was saying that. See, that's probably ADHD symptoms. But OCPD, look that up. If you have trouble with relationships, with rigidity, with not being able to throw things away, there's like a lot of things. I have it in my, if you look in my all of my videos, I have one down back a little while ago, and it's sort of a list of things you can look at that are symptoms of OCPD. And a lot of people don't know about it. Nobody knew. But I actually resonated with a lot of the things on there. And just the awareness of it helps me to start changing. Just little by little, every day. I would think before I go with my normal. Before you go with your everyday response to something, you can stop yourself from what you normally do, how you normally respond, and stop yourself in its tracks and think, okay, is this rational? Is this how I want to respond? Instead of reacting, ooh, look at that. Instead of reacting, you can respond. Be responsive and listen to your heart, listen to your feelings. Your feelings tell you a lot. Listen to your emotions. Okay, well, I don't know if anyone's still there. Nobody has questions? If anyone has questions, I haven't seen them. Maybe I'm just here talking to myself, or I don't know how to. See. All right, guys, well, I'm going to sign off, and I hope you all have a beautiful night. Don't give up on yourself. There is hope. Look at that. I'll show you a view before I go off. Wow, look at that. Ooh. The thunder, lightning. Spiritual awakening. I've noticed ever since I realized my spiritual awakening that now I feel like every time I see a light looking in from the moon, I don't know how I never noticed this before, but I've never seen those rays of light coming out from sun before, like I have from everything, from the sun, from every light, basically every light I ever see. I see these rays of light coming out of them. And there's something happening on our planet right now. Things are shifting to a higher consciousness. And if you are interested in learning more about spiritual awakening, about any of that kind of stuff, I'm also teaching that as well. So as soon as you get closer to healing, then your spiritual awakening can happen. Because when we live in a negative state, which I lived my whole life, very negative, everything was negative, you are the furthest away from your true spirit, your true essence. You are the furthest away from God or source, universe, whatever you want to call it. So as soon as you get closer to gratitude, being thankful every day, being happy and hopeful, you get closer and closer, and that's when you manifest, okay? So I also teach the law of attraction, manifestation. You can manifest your wildest dreams. I have dreams that I've never even knew I had, and I'm manifesting them. I've manifested them this whole past year. And so, but you can't do it in a state of negativity. You can't do it in a state of low vibration, a constant state of low vibes. Which I know that sounds bad, but like just basically just be grateful when you get up in the morning. Just be grateful that you woke up. Be grateful for the sun shining, for the beauty, for the bee you see, the butterfly, the ladybug, whatever you see. Just little things. I'm grateful for tiny things, but then what happens is you're blessed with big things. Because you show gratitude, and you're the closest you will ever be to being close to God. And that's going to give you more of a life like what you want. Anybody have anything you want to say before I log off? Oh, hi, good. How are you? I've never done this before. What are you talking about
You
tonight?
nothing much. Listen music.
Did you say music?
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of music?
Um, slow music. Can you hear
Sorry,
me?
it's hard
I
to hear.
said slow music. Where you at?
Oh, I'm at the beach right now,
Oh, you
but
at
it's getting really dark out. So I was just about to log off, and I was gonna say if anyone has any questions.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. What's your name?
LaDonna, what's your name?
LaDonna. I'm Leah. Hey, we both start with an L.
Yeah.
L and L.
Lee. Yeah,
Well, this
can you follow me, Leah?
I did. I
Alright
don't know.
then.
Well, I this is my first live, so it's dark here on the beach, so I'm gonna start heading out. But it was nice to see all of you. Have a good night,
Nice
okay?
seeing you too.
All right, you
You
take
too.
care. Hopefully, I'll see you again soon. All right,
Alright, bye bye.
bye.